So this is my journey of starting with zero in a portfolio in August 2022 to now earning $497 a month now in the month of January 2026. I started a position with $5 into an ETF named SEHD on Stash in August of 2022. Didn't know what I was doing. Just invested it because I really didn't know anything about investing, didn't know anything about stocks, didn't know basically anything other than having a 401k for work. But I knew I needed it because I'm in my late 50s and I knew I needed to catch up for my retirement. So I started a position there and slowly built other positions. And now I have a portfolio that's earning $497 a month. And this is my portfolio tracker there. You can see that as of today, I'm earning, my market value is $47,879.28. That's my market return, my total return, my dividend yield. Just as this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Investing includes risk. Please, if you're going to consult a financial advisor before you invest. What I'm doing here is for entertainment and educational purposes only, just showing you that anybody can invest, but the results are past performance does not guarantee future results. So do consult a financial advisor, and I'm not responsible for the consequences of your portfolios. That's my dividend yield, my yield on cost, my annual, which is close to $6,000 a year, and my monthly, as I mentioned, $497.34 a month. I have 19 positions. I have 2 different portfolios. I have a taxable portfolio, which is here, which is 9 positions. The bottom 4 are in my Robinhood portfolio. Those are the ones that I'm currently investing $5 a month in. As you can see, they are covered calls. Covered calls are different from stocks. They're ETFs that have covered calls on their underlying assets. SPYI is the S&P 500. QDTE is the NASDAQ 100. GDDX is gold. And CHPY is going to be more of your semiconductor market. It's going across. That's my dividend yield. Yield on cost. That means with dividends and all of that involved. I am not technical. As I said, I'm not a financial advisor. All I know is just put this stuff together and build my portfolio, my cost basis, market value. That is my annual dividend income. The bottom 3 ETFs are all weekly payers, which means they pay out dividends weekly. SPYI is a monthly payer. All the ones up top, JPM is JP Morgan Chase. CPA is Copa Airlines. AbbVie is healthcare. DGRO is an ETF that specializes in dividend growth. And Altria is basically tobacco. That is my annual dividend income, what percentage of total income that is, my total dividends received, and what reinvesting dividends purchases me in the way of new dividends. That is my first portfolio. My second is in a Roth IRA. Roth IRA allows you to build up a portfolio tax-free. You're putting in already tax funds, but they can grow, and any growth, any dividends are tax-free. I have 10 positions there. Share price, going through all my different positions. one thing that's going to become pretty important is this column here. This is called total return. This is your gains, which are your stock appreciation, your price appreciation for stocks. Also, too, your dividends included. That is what these positions are gaining you as a total return. Your annual dividend, dividend yield, my cost basis, my annual dividend income. Now, in this particular portfolio here, QQQI is an ETF that monitors the NASDAQ 100 that pays monthly. FDVV, IDVO are ETFs. FDVV is one that is more focused on dividend growth, that has a lot of your S&P 500 companies. IDVO is international stocks. They pay monthly dividends. Main is what they call a BDC. That is a business development company that pays monthly as well. Same thing with SCHD is an ETF that is more geared towards more dividend growth stocks. They have basically monitors the Dow Jones Dividend 100. AGNC is a like Maine that handles as a BDC as well, that pays monthly. DRI is Darden Restaurants. You would know them from Longhorn Steakhouse and Olive Garden. ARCC is another BDC as well. XDTE is the sister to QDTE. This one here is the S&P 500 that pays weekly, and SCHG is a more of a broad-based ETF that handles more of growth. So that's going to be lower dividends, but you gain in growth, and that pays out quarterly. That and SCHD are the quarterly payers. That tell you what my annual dividend income, my percentage total income, and my total dividends received. And now I'm going to take you over to where it all started from. This is my dividend log starting in 2022. And this is, none of my positions were, well, a couple of them. AbbVie had started in November. I got my first dividend from them. And scrolling over, all my positions here. At the time, the only one I had was SCHD, and I had a bunch of other positions here. As you can tell, as I come to the end here, that's just all the positions I've sold out of. At one time, I had close to 60 positions in my portfolios. And those are all the positions I sold out of, and I made a huge 88 cents for the year of 2022. But as you can see, with small investments, the dividends grow. In 2023, I earned a whopping $240.95. In 2024, gains started to appear. I jumped up to $1,167.74. And 2025 were where the big gains happened, where I started adding the weekly payers, started changing over my portfolio to more monthly payers, and that brought in $3,445.68. And as you can see, in January, I'm already started pretty strong. We're close to $460 in dividends for January. And these are all my positions. I'll move over to my positions here. At CHD, I've just started the position in, so I have not gotten any dividends yet. I won't see them for a couple months. But XDTE, got my first dividends from them in January already, $111.20. And the BDCs have a pretty good dividend yield. ARCCs is over 9%. As you can see, with small daily contributions, how Your dividends can grow. I started with December 682 in December 2023. That grew to $10, $10.17, $13.60, $19, $22.67. And it just continued growing as I kept adding contributions to it. 30.24, 36.98, 44.29, 52.74, 164.25. Not a bad chunk of change. And DRI, Darden Foods, Darden Corporation, not as big a yield. Their yield usually is between the high 2.90, a little over 3%. But as you can see, those dividends have grown as well. 28 cents, 59 cents, $1.22, $1.85, 2.77, all the way up to 7.49 to end 2024. And my last dividend from them is in November for 16.41. They'll continue to grow as I continue to contribute. AGNC is a monthly payer. That's another, it's real estate. I was incorrect. That was not a BDC. That is more real estate. And that's a monthly payer. As you can see, they just continue to compound. My original strategy was investing in as many companies that has share prices under $100, just so that I could continue to compound with less money, less contributions, and just speed up the process faster to gain, make a bigger portfolio before I retire. So that way I was just kept compounding and compounding. As you can see, it does pretty well in compounding pretty fast. That's SCHD. Their dividend growth is average close to 12% over the past 10 years. As you can see, their dividends grow. Started with 64 cents, and now at the end of 2025, I received $25.10 in December. Maine is a monthly payer, and I've had that for a while. Their yields are usually between 5 and 6%. I've seen them according to share price, but I started in May of 2023, 40 cents, all the way to 3.76. And what they do is they pay an extra dividend every quarter. As you can see, there's one every quarter that jumps it up. My last dividend from them in December was combined 2 dividends for $24.30. IDVO is international stocks, and they pay monthly. As you can see, that is growing as well. FDVV was little more share price appreciation than what is in SCHD. Yields are pretty similar. Dividend growth is pretty similar, but they will have companies in as part of their ETF that with lower dividend yields but better share price appreciation. As you can see, that is growing too. The last dividend from them was $18.99 in December. QQQI is a monthly payer, and that monitors the NASDAQ 100, and as you can see, that one is growing pretty quickly. And now we come to the monthly payers that are in my Robinhood portfolio. This is my taxable account. Chippy, which is the YieldMax Semiconductor ETF. I haven't had a position in that one for very long, so I didn't have any dividends with them until December, and I started at $3.68. And for January, I am already at $8.85. But it's a weekly payer, so that one is going to compound pretty quickly. As you can see, GDXY, that is the YieldMax Gold ETF, and that one there compounds pretty quickly. As you can see, I started a very small position, but I closed out of a different one and added those funds back in. $90.51 in December, and already $30.70 in January. That is a weekly payer. Same thing with Dividends at the end of December and beginning of January. December was $251.37. January's already been $188.93, and as you can see, that one pays weekly, and that has just been growing and growing since August of 2024. SPYI, I've had that for. This is my first position where I started $5 a week, and I continue to do that. SPYI, QDTE, GDXY, and CHPY Chippy are all my current $5 a day positions, and this is how this has grown. Started off with 44 cents at the end of 2023 a month, and now I am collecting. I've already, for December of 2025 was $39.50, and the rest here, these are all quarterly payers. Altria has a really high dividend yield, decent growth, about 4%. Dividend yields are going to be closer to between 6 and 7%, but as you can see, I started off 24 cents in April of 2023, going all the way up to my most recent in 2025. October 2025 was $33.73. DGRO is more of a dividend growth position. The yield on that is going to be a little over 2%, but that one is growing as well, and I've had that for a while. Started at 52 cents in June of 2023, growing and growing. And now at the end of 2025 in December, I got $14.51. AbbVie is healthcare, and that one is a pretty good position. Dividend yield in the high threes, and I've had that. I think that one was my first dividend back in this November of 2022 for 5 cents. 20 cents in February of 2023. Ended 2023 at $2.77, and going all the way up to 2025. November 2025 was $17.03. Copa Airlines is a Panamanian airline. They fly, their basic strategy is South America, opening up South and Central America to North America, Europe. They run nonstops to Panama City, the hub of the Americas, and then they go South America and down there. That is a very undervalued and high yield stock. Their yields are pretty much between 5 and 6%. Started in April of 2023, 26 cents, growing and growing from there. And in December of 2025, I received my last dividend from them of $32.74. And last but not least is JP Morgan. This is my biggest stock in terms of share appreciation. Their dividend yield is really low. It's maybe a little over 2%, but I'll make that up in share appreciation. When I started with them, I started with share price was in like $150, and now they're at about $320 a month. I'm sorry, $320 a share price. So that is my dividend portfolio. That is how I've gotten to $497 a month in dividends. And I hope you enjoyed this look at my dividend portfolio, how I got to where I got to, and how anybody can do this. I started not knowing anything about stocks, dividends, covered calls, ETFs. All it takes is a little bit of money, $5 a day, $5 a week, $1 a day, anything that gets you started. Can't count on Social Security, can't count on anything for your future. So count on yourself. $1 a day, $5 a couple of days a week, $5 a day, whatever you need to do to secure your future. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.